Hello everyone, I am Nidhi Gupta. Welcome to the series of Indian economy, and today in this particular session we will be discussing about the micro, small and medium enterprises, their problems and the policy of the government in India. So let's begin with this topic. Now, before beginning the policy and the problems, let's discuss about what the MSMEs are. So, here in my slide, it is visible about the MSME. So, small and medium enterprises are basically the backbone of the industrial development. So, we already know that nowadays so many small and medium enterprises are coming up, and basically they are contributing too much for the Indian economy growth. So, that's why we are calling them the backbone of industrial development. Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises contributes nearly 8% in the GDP, 40% in the manufacturing output and 45% in export. So here with this data you can easily see how they are, the small and medium enterprises are continuously contributing in Indian economy, and obviously in 8% in GDP by Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. So this is a very wonderful contribution by MSMEs. They also provide the largest share of employment after agriculture. So we know that in agriculture sector more than 50% of the population of India is involved, and after just agriculture sector, MSME sector is providing the largest share of employment, and they have emerged as a dynamic and vibrant sector of the economy just because of this huge contribution in every sphere of the economy. We can say that they are widely dispersed across the country and produces a diverse range of product and services. So nowadays, if we talk about the MSME, more than 8,000 products are there which are coming from this particular sector. They help in the growth of the country. Yes, 8% contribution in GDP, I have already told you, and they are the nursery for entrepreneurship and innovation. So many startups, so many new ideas, small level industries are coming up in MSME. So they are continuously giving us lots of innovative ideas and entrepreneurs every day. Now moving forward, here I have mentioned about the MSME sector, how it is contributing in Indian economy. So MSME sector in India continues to demonstrate remarkable resilience in the face of trialing global and domestic economic circumstances. So we all know this, that MSME sector is continuously growing, and obviously nowadays in the time of globalization and even in the domestic market, we are observing that this sector is performing so well, and this sector has sustained an annual growth rate of over 10% of the past few years. So this is remarkable growth, and with its agility and dynamism, the sector has shown admirable innovativeness and adaptability to survive economic shocks, even of the gravest nature. So when we talk about the fluctuations in the economy due to any reason, so this particular sector, because so many small industries are working in this, and at times the entrepreneur and the employee are same in this particular sector, so they are, it is very easy for them to survive during any economic shocks or even any big kind of fluctuation or negative uh, environment for their organization. So they have this innovativeness and adaptability to survive. Now, let's understand what do we mean by the small scale units, or the what we call the small sector enterprise, what we call the tiny enterprise. So the government has given the definition for that. So in 1977, it was defined that the units having investment less than 10 lakhs were defined as small sector units. So all the units which are having investment less than 10 lakhs, they are the small sector units. And the units investments with investments of less than 1 lakh, they were defined as tiny enterprises. However, in 1991, the investment limit for the SSIs, the small sector industry, was 60 lakh, and for the tiny and for the medium scale units, it is 75 lakhs, and for tiny enterprises, it is reached up to 5 lakh from the earlier limit, that was 1 lakh. Now, it is very important to understand how the MSME sector emerged in Indian economy. So here on this particular slide, I have mentioned this is based on Gandhi model. And during the pre-liberalization before 1991, India adopted Industrial Policy Resolution in 1948, which I have already covered in my lecture of industrial policy, in which we have already discussed the provisions of IPR 1948. So, it defined the role of state in industrial development for the first time. So, in IPR, before 1991, in IPR 1948, India adopted and this policy, and they defined the role of state in industrial development. And at that time, India accorded high priority to small and medium enterprises. So that time only we already understood the importance of these enterprises, and we gave the priority in our industrial policy that time on also. But despite numerous protection and policy measures, MSME has remained mostly small and technologically backward that time. This scenario of a small scale sector changed with industrial policy establishment in 1991. That means here we are talking about the time of liberalization and the post liberalization era. So during post liberalization era, that means if we take the time period from 1991 to 2006, the growth rate of small scale industry was almost 3 times of the total industrial sector from 1992 to 1995. However, in 1995, the growth rate was slightly lower, but again it was increased in 1996. And then the most important act came into existence, that is known as MSME Act 2006. That according to that act, this industry was divided into 3 categories that time. Here in this particular chart, I have mentioned the 3 categories. So basically, when we talk about the enterprises, there are 2 types of enterprises. One which are manufacturing something, some product, and the another enterprise are known as service enterprise, which enterprises are rendering their services to the customers. So if you talk about the types of these 2 enterprises, this here the ceiling on investment in plant and machinery was describing the type of enterprise, and in service enterprise, ceiling on investment in equipment was describing the type of enterprise. So if you talk about the manufacturing enterprise, the ceiling on investment in plant and machinery was up to 25 lakh. So it does not exceed the limit of 25 lakh, then the organization is micro organization. And if the limit is more, if the investment is more than 25 lakhs but up to 5 crore, the organization is known as small enterprise. And if the investment is up to 10 crore, does not exceeding the limit of 10 crore but more than 5 crore, the enterprise will be known as the medium enterprise. However, if you see this service enterprise sector, so when we talk about the ceiling on this, so if you are investing in equipment up to rupees 10 lakh, you are again known as the micro enterprise. If your investment is more than 10 lakh but does not exceed to the limit of rupees 2 crore, you are known as the small scale industry enterprise. Or if your investment is more than 2 crore but does not exceed to the limit of 5 crore, you are the medium enterprise. So this is the definition which was covered in MSME Act 2006. Now there are some revisions in this particular definition which came up on 1st of June 2020. So I have already told you about the criteria, which is investment in plant, machinery or equipment on service and manufacturing enterprises. So, the existing was, we have already discussed investment below 25 lakh. It is micro organization. Investment below 5 crore but above 25 lakh, it is small. Investment below 10 crore but above 5 crore, medium. And if we talk about service investment below 10 lakh, if then micro. If we talk about investment less than 2 crore, it is small. And if we invest more than 5 crore, less than 5 crore rupees, it is medium level enterprise. Now the revised MSME classification, if we see here, some amendments are there. Now we are taking the composite criteria, that is investment and annual turnover. According to this, we have taking the composite criteria, so only we are mentioning combinedly the manufacturing and service industry, so we are taking them jointly. So for micro, we have to invest more than 1 crore and we have to invest less than 1 crore and our turnover should be less than 5 crore. But if we talk about small scale industry, the investment should be less than 10 crore and the turnover should be less than 50 crore. And for medium scale industry, the investment does not exceed to rupees 20 crore and the turnover should be below 100 crore. So this is the new or revised MSME classification, wherein we are taking the composite criteria, that is investment and annual turnover. Here in this particular slide, I have mentioned about what the micro enterprises in manufacturing enterprises. So micro enterprise generally refers to a small business which is employing 10 people or less. So this is important to know, 10 people or less. And it is an enterprise in which investment in plant and machinery is in between 5 lakh to 25 lakh. These enterprise works and operate not by choice but out of necessity. So we can see that very less people who are working in this particular enterprise and the investment is also too low. So this type of enterprise operates out of necessity. So some necessary items can be produced by these kind of enterprise. Now if we talk about the small enterprise, here the a business can employ 50 persons or less. It is an enterprise in which investment in plant or machinery is in between 25 lakh to 5 crore rupees, and these enterprise works and operate to earn a small amount of profit. So here because you have more people to work, you have more investment to invest in your business in comparison to micro. So here there are fair chances wherein we can have some profit also. Now, if we talk about the medium enterprises, yes, here we can employ up to 250 employees. The investment which we can have is in between 5 to 10 crore rupees. And this enterprise works and operate to earn a fair amount of profits to increase the standard of living. So medium enterprises, here we can have the good chance of profit, maximization also. Now, see, we have already discussed the criteria of manufacturing enterprises. Now, in this particular slide, I have mentioned the criteria of service enterprises. So, if we talk about the micro enterprise, the investment in plant and machinery is up to 10 lakh only. And a small enterprise in which the investment in plant and machinery is from 10 lakh to 2 crore, and in medium enterprise the investment is from 2 crore to 5 crore rupees. So this is about the service enterprises. Now, how to register the small scale industry, and what about the unregistered SSI units? So, basically, if we talk about the registration, it is done with the district industry centers, firstly on temporarily basis and subsequently on the request of the concerned entrepreneur on a permanent basis. So what we have to do, first we have to register our organization on temporary basis, and then on our request we can register it on the permanent basis. So for manufacturing unit, registration is mandatory, that we have to note. But for all manufacturing units, the registration is mandatory. The unit which is engaging 10 or more workers and using power, whereas the units engaging 20 more or more workers and not using power. So the office of Development Commissioner of the Government of India conducted the first census in 1973 and 74 in respect of 2.58 lakh SSI units registered up to 30th November 1973. So way back the registration was existing, and if we take the data in 1973, we can see that almost 2.58 lakh small scale industry units were registered. The third census was conducted during 2002 and 3, and 13.75 lakh registered units and 91.46 lakh unregistered units, making up a total of 105.21 lakh SSI units as a whole. So this was the data which we have taken from the census. Now we'll be discussing the role and performance of small scale industry in Indian economy. So first point which I would like to discuss here is expansion of SSI sector and its share in industries. So here, the total number of SSI unit stood at 105.2 lakh in 2001 and 2. We have already seen as per the data. And the total number of MSME units in 2006 and 7 was 361.8 lakh, and this number rose to 488.5 lakh in 2013 and 14. So we can see here that it is continuously growing, with the rapid rate. And MSME sector manufactures over 6,000 products ranging from traditional to high-tech items. Nowadays, in fact, more than 8,000 we are manufacturing. And rural areas with 200.19 lakh enterprises accounted for 55.34% of the total working enterprises in the MSME sector, whereas urban area housed 161.75 lakh enterprises. So we can see that it is spreading across the economy, be it the rural area or the urban area. MSME is present everywhere. And in 2012-13, the MSME sector contributed 7.3% of the GDP and 37.5% of the manufacturing output, which is the huge contribution. The second is employment generation. If we talk about employment in MSME sector stood at 805.2 lakh in 2006-7, and this increased to 1114.3 lakh in 2013-14. It's again huge. It is creating continuously employment opportunities for the people who are willing to work in MSME. So given the acute unemployment problem in India, creation of employment opportunities will depend crucially on the development of small scale and cottage industries. Yes, because it is continuously generating employment. And while employment in the factory as a whole, large scale, medium, or the small scale, increased by only 2.21% per annum over the period of 1972 to 1987 to 88, employment in a small scale grew at the rate of 5.45% per annum. So it is just growing more, at more than the double rate of the general employment generation. So MSME sector is contributing in employment generation in the huge capacity. The rural non-farm sector, accounting for about 22% of the rural employment, can play a crucial role in the further expansion of the employment opportunities in rural areas as well. And overall, it is estimated that the labor intensity in micro and small enterprise sector is almost 4 times higher than the large enterprises. So this is again a very good contribution on the part of MSME. The third contribution is equitable distribution of national income. So the ownership of the small scale industry is more widespread than the ownership of the large scale industry. I have already told you these are widespread in all economy, be it the rural areas or the urban areas, and it possesses a much larger employment potential as compared to large industries. So we have tiny industries, we have micro, we have small, medium industries. So they are available at every place to employ, each kind of person as and when required. Now, the fourth one is mobilization of capital and entrepreneurial skill. Yes, a number of entrepreneurs are spread over small towns and villages of the country. I have already told you the large scale industries cannot mobilize the savings done by people in the areas far flung from the urban centers. In MSME sector, the latent resources we can use by utilizing the household savings and the other small savings, and which is not possible in the case of large scale industries. And large number of resources spread over the country can be put to an effective use by the small scale industries. So all the resources which are spreaded over the country can be put on task by these small scale industries. So this is effective use. The fifth one is regional dispersal of industries. So SSI are mostly set up to satisfy local demand, and they can be dispersed all over the states. They can also effect a qualitative change in the economy of the state. And the most glaring example of this phenomena is the economy of Punjab, which has more small scale industries than even the industrial developed state of Maharashtra. So obviously regional dispersal of industry, we can see with the help of Punjab that they have more small scale industries even than the Maharashtra, which is we all say that industrial development is too much in Maharashtra, and Maharashtra is number one contributor in GDP. But if we talk about the SSIs, here we can see that Punjab is ahead than Maharashtra. Then the sixth one is contribution to exports. The bulk of the exports of the small scale industry, that is 93%, consist of such non-traditional items like ready-made garments, sport goods, finished leather, leather products, processed goods, chemicals and allied products, and a large number of engineering goods. So MSME sector as a whole contributes about 40% of the exports earning presently. So again we can say that almost if we are contributing 40% through MSME only, so almost half percentage of export is coming from the MSME sector. So now, after this, let's discuss the significance or the importance of MSME, why they are important. Already, I have covered, lots of point about this, their contribution. So again, extending this, the significance of MSMEs is attributable to their caliber for employment generation. As I already told you, it is generating so much employment, almost 100 million people. Low capital and technology requirements. So when we talk about the tiny industry, we need only 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees of investment, 10 people only. So low capital and technology requirements, so these are at times feasible to start, and they are also important for promotion of industrial development in rural areas. So yes, this is again one of the very, very bright reason to have MSMEs. Use of traditional or inherited skills, use of local resources which are at present available, mobilization of resources, and exportability of the products. So according to the estimates of Ministry of MSME, Government of India, the sector generates, see here, you should note this down, around 100 million jobs through over 46 million units situated throughout the geographical expanse of the country. 100 million jobs, friends. Here I have mentioned in my slide also MSMEs, what they are doing, contributing 40% of the export, 100 million employment, 50% of the industrial production, it is again huge, and 36 million MSMEs producing more than 8,000 product, which I have already mentioned to you. So this is the contribution and performance of MSMEs. Now, when we talk about the contribution and importance of MSMEs, we cannot ignore the problems which are being faced by these medium, micro, small, and medium enterprises. So they are facing lots of problems also. So which we are now going to discuss. The first problem is financial problem. The position of cottage and village industry in this regard is even worse. Why? Capital base of these small scale industries usually very weak, since they generally have partnership or single ownership. So because one person is starting any venture which is in the category of micro or the tiny unit, so obviously the capital base is weak, and banks were mandated to provide only up to 40% of their lending to the priority sector, comprising of agriculture, SSI, small road and water transport operators, small businesses. So with this limit, they are not even able to provide the required capital to the entrepreneurs who are having the micro or the small unit or even the tiny. So this is the problem which are being faced by these cottage and village industries, and even the entire MSME sector. So they are having this problem. Then the second problem which they have is scarcity of raw material. What is happening? The raw material, it is jointly used by the mill sector and the small scale industry, and even at the same time. So what is happening? The mill sector is also demanding the raw material, and the small scale industry is also demanding the raw material at the same time. And the small scale industry is having meager bargaining power. That means they cannot offer good price to the raw material supplier in comparison to the mill owners. So they have to purchase at higher prices sometimes, and due to this, their profit margin again suffers. So, or if they are not they are not giving the high price to the supplier will supply to the mill sector instead to the small scale industry. So in that case, they will not be getting the raw material, then their production will be stopped. So this is the problem. Now moving forward to the next problem. The third problem is outdated methods of production. Here I have mentioned the example of expeller or the kolu. kolu we say in Hindi, for extracting sugarcane juice or even the oil. The mustard oil is one of the example. And here, less foreign direct investment and technology hampers the production quality. So we are not, if we are facing the financial problem, we are not having the facility to upgrade. We are not having basically the money to upgrade the technology, and even foreign direct investment is very less in MSME sector. So it is hampering the production quality with the outdated or obsolete technology and the methods followed. Then the next problem is problem of marketing. The less money to spend on advertisement. When we do not have the money to spend on technology, we do not have the funding or the credit facility from the bank, how can we spend the required amount on advertisement? So less money to spend on advertisement. Due to that, we at times our product is not reaching to the actual consumer. So serving as ancillary to large scale industry also. Yes, these SSIs are serving as ancillary to the large scale industry, but at times not getting payments on time. So most of the small scale industries are supplying their product to the large scale industry, but in return their payments are delayed, and they do not possess any marketing organization for themselves, and consequently their products compare unfavorably with the quality of the products of the large scale industries, and they suffer from competitive disadvantage vis-a-vis large scale units. So when we are not having any specialized marketing organization to advertise our product or to market our product to the target segment, we are not having money to spend on the advertisement, we are supplying our product as the raw material or the just we are supplying to the large scale industry, and our payment is not again delayed, we are having the financial crunch too. So at times, due to all this, we are not able to compete with the large scale industry product, and due to that we suffer from the competitive disadvantage because they are not having such financial crunches, so they are more powerful than the SSIs. They can easily market our product, market their product, advertise their product, and reach to the target segment as well. Then the next problem is competition from large scale industry. One, I have already told you about the marketing and advertising. So large scale industries, yes, here I have mentioned the use of technology. They are using latest technology, and they are getting the advantage of internal and external economies of scale due to this, and they produce better quality goods preferred by the buyers due to this. So for SSIs, it is difficult to stand up against them because at small level we cannot have the internal or even the external economies of scale. We do not have the latest technology too, so it is at times difficult to face the competition from the large scale industries. Now some other problems can be impossible to spend upon research and development because already financial problems are there. Transport facilities, at times it is difficult to arrange the transport facility to make our product reach to the exact consumer or the customer. Now, in this particular slide, I have mentioned some of the leading banks providing loans to MSME like SIDBI. This is Small Industries Development Bank of India. Then the IDBI Bank, it is also providing loan to the MSME sector. Then Rajasthan Financial Corporation, then the Asian Development Bank. So these are few which are providing the loans to MSMEs. Now moving forward, here in this particular slide, I have mentioned the number of employment generation in MSME. I have taken the data of 2009-10. So I have mentioned here all three sectors, medium, micro and small, and you can see the micro sector, it is providing 69% employment opportunities to the Indian people, and the medium enterprises, they are providing 7% of this employment generation, and small is providing 24%. So the huge employment generation is coming from the micro level industries. Here in this particular chart, I am showing the percentage of types of MSMEs. So I have already told you about two types of MSME enterprises, service and manufacturing. So in this particular slide, I have told you that we are having 87% of manufacturing enterprises, MSME available, and 13% MSMEs they are which are working in the engaged in the service sector. 87% in manufacturing and 13% in service sector. Now let's discuss some of the government measures to help these small scale industries. So Indian government, if we talk about, they are also providing many benefits of these small scale units or medium or small or micro enterprises. So in order to be eligible to get these benefits, any entity should register itself as MSME or SSI enterprise, which I have already told you that registration is mandatory, and you have to register yourself as under the MSME Act. And now we'll be discussing the list of few advantages of obtaining this registration under MSME Act in India. So let's discuss that. So first is collateral free loans from bank. So this is the government action which is a government facility which is available for the MSME sector. So the credit guarantee fund scheme for micro and small enterprises was launched by Government of India. Why it was launched? To make available collateral free credit to the micro and small enterprise sectors, and both the existing and the new enterprises are eligible to be covered under this scheme. So all new enterprises who are coming to register themselves under this MSME Act, or all the existing enterprises also, they all can avail this facility to get the collateral free credit from the banks. Then second is hefty 50% subsidy on patent registration. Enterprises that have MSME registration certificate, they can avail 50% subsidy for patent registration by making application to the respective ministry. So if you have any patent or any innovation in your industry, you can go for this, and if you are registering your patent, you can get the 50% subsidy on that also. Then the third one is 1% exemption on interest rate on overdraft. So enterprises that have MSME registration can avail benefit of 1% exemption on interest rate on overdraft as mentioned in the scheme. And this is, again bank dependent. Then the next one is protection against delayed payments. So I have already mentioned you, when MSME sector is supplying to the large scale industries, at times the payments get delayed, and there are also several reasons when the MSME people are not getting their payment on time. So in case a payment due to a micro or small enterprise cannot exceed 45 days from the day of acceptance or the day of deemed acceptance. So this is the big step taken by the government, that if any payment which is due to micro small enterprise, the maximum time limit to pay that is 45 days. And in case of failure, suppose anybody who has to pay in 45 days has failed to pay, the buyer is required to pay compounded interest. You have to pay compound interest with monthly interest rest to the supplier on the amount from the agreed date of payment or 15 days of acceptance of goods or service. So in case you fail to pay within the 45 days, you have to pay the compound interest with the monthly interest to the supplier. And on the amount you have to pay from the agreed date of payment or the 15 days of acceptance of goods or service. So you have to keep this in mind. This is very good step taken by the government. The penal interest chargeable for delayed payment to a MSME enterprise is 3 times of the bank rate notified by the Reserve Bank of India. So 3 times of the bank rate, the penal interest chargeable is. So this is again very good. Then moving forward, the next is concession in electricity bill. The enterprises that have MSME registration. So, every time you have to see that MSME registration certificate is mandatory to have. If you are having this MSME registration certificate, then only you can avail all these facilities given by the government. So, enterprises that have MSME registration certificate can avail concession on electricity bill by making application to the electricity department along with their certificate again. Then the next is reimbursement of ISO certification charges. You can claim reimbursement of ISO certification expense by making application to the respective authority, where also you have to show the MSME registration certificate. Then here I have shown some of the MSME clips. This is the different handicrafts of India. Then you can see here the handicraft factory at Manipur, then the rugs factory Jaipur, then the bangles factory. Firozabad is famous for bangle making. So with this, I stop myself, and I expect that you all have understood about the MSME sector, their definitions, the problems they are facing, the steps which are taken by the government to provide shelter to them and for their benefits, and their contribution, especially the MSME sector, how they are contributing to the GDP of Indian economy, and in other ways also. So thank you so much for listening patiently. And if you like this, please subscribe my channel and stay tuned to Pathshala. Thank you.